Hello, hello. I hope it's been a great weekend for you. Whatever you did, whatever you didn't want to do. Okay, if you wanted to relax, if you want to sit by the pool, if you just want to sit there and do a spa day for 4 or 5 days, who cares? You enjoyed it. Enjoy life. Maybe you just wanted to read a book. I never did get started on that book I was supposed to read. It was more stuff going on that nothing, forget it, walking, talking, wiggling, whatever, doing the do, and nothing's happening, okay? Nothing was happening with the book. So the book just sat there unopened. I picked it up a couple of times to sit there, put on my little sunglasses, sit out there on the boat. And next thing you know, somebody's talking, hey, blah, 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 blah. I just put the book down, okay? I was taking it to the barbecue. Boom, hey, boom, boom, boom. No, forget that. I said, okay, family and friends and even onlookers or people you don't know, they are more important in life than this book right now, I guess. So I said, I will just put it away. So I put it away in my little beach bag that somebody had given me. And so it was okay. I enjoyed it, had fun. When it gets quiet time around here, I will be reading. But I hope that you are having a fantastic day in life, because you know what? You should be happy. You got this one life, this one day. You may not even be here tomorrow. You may not be here tonight, this evening, morning, whatever. And you got to make the most of your life. Are you making the most of your life and enjoying life as you go on? Yeah, we might be in debt. Yeah, we might owe somebody. Yeah, we might blah, blah, blah. Maybe, you don't like your job. You don't like this. But those people and you, okay, think about you. You got to be happy. You may not be here. That's what you got to think of. You may not be here. You got to plan your money. You got to plan your life. And we got to be happy. We got to be joyous sometimes. And sometimes we don't feel like it. Things happen. We got death coming through. We got this coming through. You got to go to court. We got to do this. Be happy. All right? Just be happy. I was downtown one day going into the firm, and I saw this guy just jumping and going down the street, and everything, and he was going to court. But you know what? He was just kind of, hey, I'll get there. Yep. And he came out later on. He's still, boop, I'm fine. It's okay. Just happy. Get some joy and something in your life that you really like too. Maybe it's just something you like to do. It's some videos I like to look at. Okay, love Savings Journey. I love when she does DoorDash things. I'm just sitting there going, it's so fun to watch her when she vlogs those. And, or blog, as they say. But I like to look at that. There's certain channels I love to look at, not because they move around. Sometimes they're just quiet and they're just relaxing channels, like SDA, has lowercase, the line, and LLC. She's relaxing. She's cool. She kind of sits back there. She's fun, but she's back there. And a couple of others are cool. Budget with Fatima. She's now beginning to dash out. She's down there in Mexico, and then she's coming back, and they went out over here. And yeah, I saw your son. Yeah, I saw you, bro. I saw you. Trying to, we'll not even talk about it. Anyway. But there's channels, they have a lot of fun, they do things, and just happiness, hopping the budget with Bunny, and over at the nightlife with a little Peach, I like Peachy better. I hope it's Peachy. Anyway, I'm gonna change the name over here, but it's Peachy to me. The Peachy the squirrel. I love just little crazy things we do on here that some of you do. You make things happy. Save with Judy, saving with Judy, save with Mindy. All y'all do things that just little things, and I can't name all of the channels, but some of them have different freebies that are fun. Some have even on their sites, their Etsy sites, they're fun. They make things. So, go over there, go around. You may not have a lot of money. You may not have any money, but just kind of go around, support those channels. I changed my membership down to, you don't have to join. Because I was bugging me anyway. It was $4.99, and YouTube had said it, and I was like, okay. I was thinking, who wants to? It's a little high, okay. And I changed it down to 99 cents so that I can do some shout outs on there for people that are members and try to pep them up. You do not have to join to get a shout out, because I do shout outs in my description or just what I did right now. But you don't have to do that. But it's the bear den, I call it. And everything that I do on here that's money wise with YouTube, my YouTube funds, my Etsy funds, donations or anything, it goes straight to the homeless. Some people send me clothes, different things, I remember the budget with Tasha sent me a bunch of clothes that the homeless just loved and needed. They just raged over the clothes. And so she sent me that. And, I send things out. I send things out randomly. I look at a YouTube channel and I go, okay, I'm sending out 25. I'm sending you blah, 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 And so you may get Amazon card just randomly. You may get this just randomly. It's not according to you are part of the membership. It's just me telling you that I enjoy what you do. I enjoy having my subscribers as wonderful friends online. Okay. Another thing that got me excited this morning, I decided to go back, because I haven't been in a while. I think it's been 4 months, to look at the U.S. debt clock.org. That's where it is, the usdebtclock.org, and see how much Doge has actually saved. The last time I looked, I think it was 4 months ago, and it was 110 billion. Let me tell you now, 545 billion and counting. You need to go over there, look at different things. They got the number of homeless in America, the number of just different things on there. It's not just debt, but it's a number of different things, and kind of get a perspective of how much money is coming in, going out, and kind of where it's going, and who's who, and how many people we have in America, and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. Take some time and have some fun with it. But it's gone up. I said 545 billion from 110 a few months ago. Oh, that was some saving. And it should be congratulated, okay? And I know some of you will get mad and leave the channel, because you do, because you get into your feelings. Let me tell you, see my watch band. Today it's blue. The other day it was red. I lost, I don't know how many subscribers because it was red. Mad at me because it was red, and messaging me on my email, well, you got a red thing on. I'm like, I just like color. I'm not into all that stuff you're doing. Whatever you're doing, no. Not doing it. Okay, so the 5th, what day is it? Let me look at my clock. Oh, it is the 6th. The 5th was yesterday. And so I did my walk. Matter of fact, I walked a lot. Oh my goodness. It was over 10,000 something. I was like, oh, because I felt like, okay, look like my toes are tired. Yeah, they were. They were like, no, we're tired. How are you doing? Really? Let me know. I hope you are great. Okay, right here, we're going to do patience. Was that the one I was going to do? Or was it self-control? No, we did that. Patience, okay? Patience. Be joyful in hope. Hope can move a mountain. Okay, prayer can move a mountain. But see, we don't have a lot of hope. Jesus taught the disciples how to raise somebody from the dead. And some of them actually did. It wasn't just him, because they had faith. He had taught them how to do this. And they did it. We don't have a lot of faith to move a mountain, like the song, Lord, don't move that mountain, give me the strength to climb it, okay? Because we're not moving mountains well, so we got to climb them, okay? So anyway, but we got to have that strong faith, and we may not have that faith, we may not get it, so we got to climb it. And we know we got some struggles on the way, but we got some patience, okay? Be patient. Be joyful in hope. Be patient about that debt clock. Because you remember they were talking about the $5,000 for each taxpayer. The more it goes, it may be getting a little closer, and they may make a decision on that soon. Okay? And I don't think any taxpayers turning back any money that was shelled out before, And I'm going to use mine for the homeless people. If they give us back any money like that, it's going toward the homeless, period. That'll be great for them. I'm doing something this afternoon. They're doing, they have a carnival we set up at church. And we kind of blocked it off because we can't have cars coming in there and thinking, oh, no, because it's just for them. And they've got their, the food trucks are there. We got about, I think it's nine food trucks. And they all had to be different. I want them all different, because some of them haven't ate breakfast. We got a breakfast truck, a hot dog, hamburger, rib, pizza, but all of it's free. And I told the trucks are keeping a tally of how much they are, we have to reimburse them for. They're just, when they come up, they just give them the food. So that is going to be fun and interesting, to them, because we didn't tell them that, because I know they're going to stand back like, we can't eat that. Yes, you can. We got a couple of rides, got a Ferris wheel, for the kids and different things, and cotton candy and all this stuff, and stuff they can do, and games. So it's going to be fun. We got music, and the night they're doing fireworks for them when it gets a little dark. So gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with a small crowd, not those big old huge crowds, probably less than 200, but all of them have been notified, and we got our buses going to pick them up if they need transportation around the place, counties. So we are ready. So we're going to do patience, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction. When things bother you, you get hurt, be patient, faithful in prayer. Romans 12:12, okay? So today we're going to do 250. Get the big one out of the way. Got my little marker here. So we need 250. And I use prop money, except for my one binder, because I don't want all this money in the house. And then my mom and my daughter, they move it around digitally. So where it comes from, out of one part of the bank, it goes into the other. So then the next thing we're going to do is back here. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Christmas thing today. I told you Christmas every day, but I can't leave the faith. Okay, we can't leave the faith. We need the faith. No matter what happens. So we're gonna do one of these. Let's get our talkie-walkie over here. How was I gonna do this? I forgot how I did in the first place. Okay, so how am I going to do this with talkie dice? Because I'm not going to do a commercial. I got Oh, this was what happened. I pulled it out here. I'm sitting there going, I don't remember doing dice with this. This has different symbols if you haven't seen it. And then on the back there are numbers. So we'll see what the next number is. And this is Saving by Grace. Or Saving with Grace. Okay, we have the number 8. The number 8. We'll put it down here. The number 8 is this time. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Need 3 ones. Thank you. 1, 2, 3 for that one. Okay. We'll put that in there. And then our last thing we're doing for Christmas, let's finish up this nativity scene. How's that? Now you are on, right? You're up.
I think you on. Got a 3.
8, 3. So we already did it again. Okay, 8, 3.
Bim, bim, bum, bum. You have a number 1.
And 1. That's $4.
And your number is 1.
Oh, 1. So that's $5. Let me change it while I can. I need ones. All right.
And your number is 5.
5. Another 5.
Let me read this number. 1.
1 is the loneliest one. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. 5.
5.
6. Yay! Oh boy, oh boy!
So we are finished with this challenge. We change this money over. Come on. Thank you very much. So today we saved $22. And before last time we saved, let's add that up. We got 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 equals, and the day, so we can finish 20, 42. $42 will be the way it goes. So 42 we will put in here all together. Let's make sure I got it here. Okay, 20. I need 20. Let's change this around. 40 and 2. And we are finished with 1 Christmas challenge. And this will go in my Christmas binder of the year, which is over here. And it will be ready to roll. So let me put this back here. I'm going to put another envelope in there that said with Christmas in July on it, so that I know I saved that much in there. So be ready. Get ready. Go out there. Have fun. Okay? Party. Look at the sun. Do something. Look at the moon. Just be happy. Get some tea, coffee, anything. Anything you like. Okay? Make a chicken sandwich. I don't know what you want to do. It's not my prerogative to figure it out. You have to figure out your life, right? Not me. I just watch on the sidelines and hope you get going, because you got the power. Affirmation time. Do you remember the first one? I'm waiting. Keep smiling in your heart, no matter how bad things happen. I know some people are caregivers. You got troubles, blah, blah, blah. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Okay, stop getting wrinkles. Smile. Okay, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Okay, that's the hardest thing to do. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Be kind to others. Just walk on. Get away from the fussing and the blah, blah, blah. I'm not fussing with you. I'm just going to get out the way. I'm going to pray silently as I walk away for that person and forgive them and keep going. Okay, just keep going. If you can't get it satisfied. Okay, stay humble. Be humble. Be classy. You know, walk like you got money. Walk like you got something. You may not have it, but your heart has got it. Your brain has got it. Think of the millionaire mindset. Get your mind together. Be humble. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to show all your things. You know, my house is decorated. My house shows what I have. But when I go out now, you would probably think, most people think I don't have anything unless they see the car. But it's like, if I'm walking through, it's just, no, there she goes. Blue jeans may have a hole in them, just walking, whatever. So be humble. I don't go out there flashing. I may have a purse every once in a while. Usually I have money in my pants pocket. But just be humble. And most of you are. I can hear it when I'm listening to you. You're very humble. You're very fun. You are all about your life and everybody else. Okay? Be humble. Work hard. Work hard at what you do. Be happy with what you do. I love the jokes that you make. Some of you are out there like the door dashing with Lavina on Love Savings Journey. There's another one on there. I can't think of the other one, the guy. But it's just, you're humble when you go to work. I've seen some other work things people do, or they're showing a little bit, and they're working hard. They're still working. They're trying to make it, okay? And we should pray for those people because they are working. They are working. You may not like your job. I didn't like my job. It was just too stressful sometimes. You're just sitting there going, I do not like doing this. Okay? But I was working hard. Okay, if they called, they said, she can do it. She can do it. They knew what I could do. I showed up. You show up at your job and you show out, even if you're doing it independently like I am now. Okay, I'm there. I show up and show out, and I've gotten a lot of work from other people because we have showed up and showed out. My family, my kids have showed up and showed out. People have called wanting them to work, do things. They showed up. They're showing out. We can do this. Be grateful for what you got. Be grateful every day. You may not be here tomorrow. Be grateful that you got a place to live. Be grateful that you can get up in the morning. Be grateful that maybe you can feel that pain that nobody else can feel a pain. Be grateful even if you do, like I did one time, I had breast cancer. I was grateful I found the tumor. Okay, God, I found the tumor. Now what? And then on TV, it started showing me this one hospital. Every time I turned around, why is this one hospital keeps coming up? I've never been to that hospital before. And I made my own appointment to get a mammogram, okay? And then they were wondering, how did you make this appointment? I said, I called and made an appointment, told the woman that I found the tumor. Because, they had all this strict, rules of you have to have a doctor here and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know that. I was naive. Being stupid sometimes helps a lot. But either way, things you don't know, okay? And you just go on with it, okay? God sends you to take care of you sometimes, okay? God rolled me in there, and I went in there, and the nurses were looking at me, and then one of them said, I know a doctor, and he happened to be the head of the breast cancer, the whole thing, with cancer and everything else, and he was the one, took care of me. I had my student. He's my regular doctor that I had taught in school that was at the, when school started, was during the summer I went back, and he was become a janitor at the school. And I said, what are you doing here? You always talked about you was going to college. You wanted to be a doctor, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I don't know how to fill out the forms. I don't know how to get in there. And, that's something schools need to be teaching. Okay? You would think your guidance counselor, instead of walking around there on the high heels or whatever, is teaching them how to fill out application forms, teaching them where to go to college. I had my son in particular, hope I said, my uncle said, always plays with that word. He says particular, okay? He was in school and his counselor didn't like him. And he never said anything about it. And this counselor just never liked him. He never really went. And his counselor just came out and said, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're just not going to do it. And so he never taught him. I was teaching him all kinds of, you can go to college over here. You can go vocational. What are you doing? What are we doing? And, he had sometimes hard times about different jobs, different things. He didn't, a lot of people don't like their job. He didn't like some of these jobs he was doing, but I was pushing. I said, still look up. Still smile. You're going to land somewhere that you like. And he landed somewhere. He landed right there. Became a manager, was fine. Moved on to another job. Find something that you like. Eventually it's going to come. But don't quit that job just to go to another one. That's what I told him. Don't be quitting till you find the other job. He's landed now. And plus he's got his own little business and side hustles and, partying back. So everybody's happy in my life. My daughter's happy. Okay, she got her little businesses and side hustles and having a good time. And sometimes it's not all about going to college. You make more sometimes not in college. Okay, than you do. There are times now I wonder, why did I even go? Didn't have to. Could have taught what I was going to teach without even going to college. But that's another story for another day, and I've probably said it before. But anyway, keep going. Believe in yourself. Say, woo, we got this. We got this. I'm coming around to hear the stories that you have of all your glories and unglories. But it's going to be all right because we got this. If you're with the bear den, we got this. Take care. Love all of you. Blessings to everybody. May God take care of you. If I don't see you this week, may God shine on you to have the greatest week and day you've ever had in your life. Love you. Bye-bye.